Okay, YouTube, this is my attempt to show you how I find the loads for the trucks. That's a bit the bottom line. I use the DAT Load Board. I find it very effective, and it's really great for finding loads. It's great for keeping your finger on the pulse as to what rates are hot in what areas and where you should send your truck. There's no much point in sending your truck into a bad spot unless you're getting a super good load in the way in. So I try to look at it. You know, there are seasonal trends where you can find loads. You know, it's coming up to, it's onion season in Idaho right now. So that's where I want to be with my trucks. But where I go with them, that's a different story. So there's a trade-off between getting a really high paying load, maybe going to Miami where you've got to run 500 miles back out empty, or do you want to go to somewhere like Chicago where there are good loads coming back out? So this will show you how I go about it. Today was a kind of a difficult day because I was trying to get loads booked for trucks, and the brokers that I had been using before had some issues there, and I dealt with some other people that were less than truthful. But anyway, I've got an attempt here to use my iPad and let you see what I see. Okay, if you've got your own authority and you're running trucks, there are other guys that are doing this for dry vans, flatbed work, but I don't know many that are doing it for reefers, so I'm going to have a little crack at it to let you see how we work. Okay, once you get into it, you can get the summary on it, and then you can go in further and find out more details about the load. It might look like a great paying load in the summary, but once you get further in, it might be 4 pickups, 6 stops, and they're all spread out. So you know, there's a lot more to it than that. But it has been said that I've got a big mouth, but that big mouth makes me money. The reason I say that is that there have been issues where you'll see a load posted and you think, okay, you call on it and think, and you just get a vibe when you're talking to the person. It's a bit of a mind game that you're playing with the brokers out there, because they want to get you to do it for as little as possible, because then they'll make as much as possible. And your objective is to get as much for the load as you can. Sounds really simple, but it takes a little bit of courage when you're sitting there needing the load, needing the money, the truck's empty, and you're thinking, that's quite a good price as it is anyway. I might just go for that and not even bother asking. But if you do that, somebody should slap you in the back of the head, because if you don't ask, you don't get. And if you just ask for 50 bucks extra, they're never going to offer you 200. Okay, so the worst they can do is say no. They can laugh at you. They can think that you're crazy for asking that kind of money. But some of the time they'll say, aye, all right, okay, you can have it. So one example I'll give you is that Wes was dropping off a load in Brigham City area, and somebody in Twin Falls was looking for a load to go down to St. George from Twin Falls. And it said on their post, you have to be kind of watching the subliminal things, the little things, that little telltale poker giveaways. They had said on there, and they might have said it deliberately to get people interested, but it worked for me. They said, all offers considered. And I just looked at that and thought, I'm having that. And so I called them up, and they said, well, we want to be $1,100 for that load. And I thought, yeah, I bet you freaking do. And I said, well, we're in Brigham City and we want to be going south, so I don't really want to have the truck come all the way back up there. And it had to pick up before 2. And so they said, well, what were you thinking? And I said, I'll do it for $2,000, which was $900 above what they were wanting to pay. And so they said, can you be there by 2? And I said, yeah, we can, if you tell me now, because the driver had to make his way there. And so they come back and said, within 5 seconds, said, yep, go for it. And so I get an extra $900 by opening that. And that happens almost every load that I get. What they offer is not what I get for it. I don't say that with a boastfulness or a bragging, but realise what you're worth, realise your position in the market, realise what you've got. Have you got the right equipment for the load? Are you empty? It's always better to be empty when you're negotiating. And there are some other scenarios where you can be on the back foot. I've been in Atlanta on a Friday afternoon and try to get a load and there's no loads, and then you're taking what you can get, and that's when the broker kicks it back to you. You work for free. But I didn't. I waited for the Monday and I got a load on the Monday. But I made nothing that weekend. So when you do have a chance to make some money, you have to grab it with both hands, okay? So I'm going to go on my iPad now and let you see how we do it. I use the DAT Load Board. If you subscribe, there's a link in the subscription. If you want to click on it, you get a free 30-day trial. You have to have your authority to do that, because they don't want anybody going on there pretending that they can book loads. But once you get your own authority, you can go in there and have at it. Keep your finger on the pulse with the rates. Even if you're no bit picking out of there, you need to be aware of where the trucks are, where the trends are, and what the market's doing, or else you'll come a cropper. You're leaving lots of money on the table if you don't use this DAT thing that I use, and I really like it. It's worked great for me since we started. In fact, I had this before I even put a truck on the road. Got the authority, got the DAT board, started seeing where the rates were and where I wanted to operate from. So let me go to this and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I'll just show you how this works here. I use the app. It's usually on my phone, but I'm using my iPad tonight. I hope this is recording, but just to give you an idea, on the bottom here there's a plus, so you touch the plus, new search, and let's just go with, let's put in Atlanta, okay, Atlanta, Georgia, and we'll go with a 200-mile radius, and we'll get a reefer with the R there. There's all these different types of trailers here. You see that there? Excuse me, sorry. So there's the reefer, and that's what our trailer is, done there. So today's the 28th. Let's just check out what's available tomorrow, okay? So that's you, got your loads popping up here, all right? So there are 600, right across the top there, loads available, 614 loads. And then there's 3 little lines up the top here. I'll touch that. Now, if it's late in the day and loads have been kind of stagnant, I'll go for the newest and see what the newest rates are, because there's no much point in checking to see what the highest rate is if it's been on there for 8 hours and it's a dead load, okay? Because some people don't take them down. That's a little downside to it. We're going to touch on the highest rate here and wait till it refreshes. And there's what's available. Oh my goodness, that ain't bad loads in there. Coming this way. Let's see who we do work for. So I would probably look at one of these going up to Washington. You get the mileage. These are team loads. You see that? This Montgomery to Torrance, California, reefer with team. I don't know who that broker is. We've done some work for this CBT before. All right. We've just actually done the load. This is the very load here. All right. Top of the page here, Adairsville, Georgia, tomorrow. Picking up. Now, the load that Brett is on right now, that is dropping off in Idaho Falls and Bozeman, Montana, it's for this broker, okay? So I'll just touch on that there, and that brings it up. And that tells you that load's 6 hours old, but it's for tomorrow. It might still be there. They're offering that much. And this 15-day average thing, that gives you an idea of what the rate has been going for in the last 15 days. It sounds very obvious. I know that that's a load that runs at 60 degrees because I've hauled it. It's foam, insulating foam in a liquid form. And that's better than $2 a mile going into Denver area, Aurora, Colorado. And I know once I'm in there, from using the DAT board, that I can get Coca-Cola going up into Montana. We just dropped a load off there. In fact, I just dropped it off this morning from Denver, going up to Bozeman. It paid $1,900 for 750 miles. The reason you get that a bit higher is that lets you come down. That's it, paying for the extra beautiful drive that I did today coming down from Bozeman to Idaho Falls. But I've hauled that load before. I didn't get that much for it because it was back at the start of last year when the rates were terrible. The only drawback with these guys is that usually the delivery date is kind of set and it's quite far out, so an old guy could do that without too much difficulties, but if you want to run quick, these guys in Aurora, they might take you off early. I get taken off a bit earlier there. So let's go back and we'll look at different things here. All right, let's look at California. Okay, if you'd have noticed there, some of the loads in that area in Atlanta were heading towards California. They weren't paying very good, but now you might see why. So I'll touch the little pencil mark that lets me edit it. We'll go 200-mile radius of LA for tomorrow, and we'll check on here again. Let's see what we got. Okay, 380 loads available tomorrow for a reefer. So there you go. That's some of the rates that they're getting, and that's the miles above it. Obviously you can pause this video as you're going through it and have a look at some of this stuff, but that one there, this San Diego, put it at the top so that you don't lose it. I'd look at that depending on what day of the week it was. If it was a Thursday and I was in Southern California, I always think, well, I could pick that up and I could be in Florida by Sunday, probably unloaded, and then be up out of there into the Atlanta area to reload onto some good, and they're done $7 grand over the weekend. But let's just touch on it and see. I don't want to I'm supposed to show too many details here, I don't think so. That's a straightforward load. Sometimes they have comments on it down the bottom here, but that's how we do it. That load there, I would look at that and I would think, okay, your 15-day average is 7893. Now, the rates, it seems like, have come down slightly, but they bounce back up again. And I've noticed that whatever day of the week it is kind of determining what the rate's going to be. So that there, I would call up and I would ask for $8 grand for that. I would suss them out on the phone, see how they sounded. They make all the noises. It's like a poker game. Whatever they're saying to you, they're giving away clues. If they say, what would you need to have to cover this load? You say, well, I'd like the key to your front door of your house, and I would like your debit card, please. Thank you very much. But whenever they say that certain things, what would you need to have to get on this load? There are giveaway things in a conversation that if you're slightly shrewd, you can pick it up and negotiate a better rate. They just throw this offer thing on there just to get people interested, because there are a huge lot of people that are looking and advertising loads that don't put the prices on them. So this load's available. This is on, you can see the time there on my screen, 6:37 p.m. on Monday night. So By tomorrow morning at 8 a.m, that number will jump. 9 a.m, it'll jump even higher. So you're sitting on there. I don't know, I don't want to be racist or say the wrong word, but it's I think they call it a Dutch auction, where the price goes down the way, and then when it hits the price that you're prepared to pay for it, you bid on it, but it might go lower, but you might lose it. And this is kind of the reverse from that, where as the day goes on, if you can sit there and think, well, I'll wait till the prices go up, I'll wait, but there's always a chance they go up or you don't get the load. So it's knowing when to bite at the cherry, really. This morning it was Monday in Idaho, and last Monday, I know from using this system here that the rates last Monday were down. They came up, they were really high at the end of the previous week, because I booked a load going from Twin Falls to Jacksonville for $7,200. If I could get that today, I'd jump all over it, okay? But the rates dropped from the Friday to the Monday, like $1,500 a load for these high paying loads. And so I thought, oh, I didn't hit the panic button and jump at something. I thought, oh, let's have a little look. Let's just see if they're going to come back up. And one of the trucks, I didn't even load it last Monday. I waited till Tuesday, and I got a decent rate on a load on Tuesday. So you get a feel for how the loads are going. So let's have another look and go back, and we'll go into something and we'll be more specific. All right. So let's just say we'll do a new search, and we'll go to the Idaho Falls thing there, and we'll delete that, and we'll put anywhere, and we'll say, where's it going to? Yeah, let's just say I want to come back here because there's a load of onions. No, let's not do that. Let's go to Parma, Idaho. All right, and we'll go there. Now, for me to see, I do this, okay, I'll explain this in my strange way of thinking. So, going out and straight back would be ideal, right? You get great money going out, great money coming back. If you go out for $3 a mile and come back for $2, you're doing great, because you're averaging $4.50. However, it doesn't always work like that. So what I do is, if I want to have a truck in Parma to reload on onions now, because I know onions are hot, I'll look at it and I'll think, okay, let's just see. We'll make a 300-mile radius of Parma. Where are trucks going to be loading from to get to Parma? Where are the good rates going there? All right, so let's have a wee look here. Let's have a little look here, sorry. And that top load, I've done that before and it damaged my trailer. So it's a bad time to do this because it's evening and there's not a lot of loads popping on. Okay, so McAllen, Texas, right down there on the border. Coming in there at into Meridian, that's pretty close. Let's see if you look in the brackets. And these ones here, it says Sunnyside, Oregon, in brackets, air miles 297. I hate it when they do that because my freaking truck does not have wings. I don't understand why that's on there, but obviously people are trying to make it get you into that 300-mile radius. Oh, it's air miles, put that in, and that'll bring that truck, will offer higher money, and you might go up there, okay? But I would be looking at that, McAllen, Texas to Meridian, thinking, okay, that's a good rate down there. Where else is paying? Jacksonville to Washington, that ain't too bad. But if you go through it, there's Illinois going to Boise for $2 a mile, so that ain't bad. So if I've got a load going out, how do I get to Boise? All right, so let's just say I've got a chance of getting the loads coming back in Indiana, Illinois. That's a good spot to be, all right? So look at that there, that one, 1,643 miles for $3,200. The one below it, ain't too far away from there, okay? So you're thinking, right, how do I get to the Illinois, Indiana, Ohio area, okay? what is good going there? Let's go back again. And then we'll see here. So we'll get rid of this Idaho Falls. We'll go anywhere. And then we'll go Terre Haute, Indiana. Okay. What's good going there for tomorrow? Now this is not exactly booking a load. This is trying to plan where your truck's going to go. And I don't know if everybody does this, but I just like to know where is hot and where is not. So there's another thing at the start of this where you get to see the freight volumes, but I just like to see where the loads are and what they're actually paying. Okay, so these California loads are obviously going to be high, but if you're in Idaho and you're going out, you're not getting great money to California. I'll scroll down here. See what else we can see. It's night time, so the rates are low. All right, so Tennessee's a good place to go also for us. So there's Enid, Oklahoma coming up to Ohio. Now I just know that I saw a load going out there to Enid, Oklahoma, that area, paying over $3 a mile. So let's have a look at this. All right, see if we can get a little triangulation effect going. All right, so it doesn't give you any details about that load, but 864 miles. There might be another pickup because that's a good strong rate. All right, battery's going down here. So what I would do then is I would think, okay, the rates are good coming back from Illinois and Indiana to park towards Parma. I can get from Oklahoma going up there, so maybe I'll start looking down at Texas as well. There you go, Laredo, Texas. $2,900 coming up, better than $2. All right, so there's different ways you can do it, but for me, out and back, yeah, it works sometimes. You know, we've got some stuff that we do that is out and back, but generally, you can shoot out and then bounce up somewhere else and then come back. The triangulation effect is usually what gets you the most, because if you can get two good loads in one positioning load, it's better than just getting one and one. You understand that? So if you can get $3 a mile in one load, $3 a mile in another, and two in the other, then your average is 8 divided by 3. Okay? Whereas if you're going out for 3 and back for 2, you've got 5 divided by 2. So you're getting 2.5 as opposed to, you get my calculator here. Don't tell you the wrong numbers. 8 divided by 3. So you're getting 266 a mile as opposed to just 250, all right? But you can make bigger triangles. At the start of the year there, we were running really strong into Florida, and then we were getting really strong coming back up to Illinois, and we were getting not too bad coming back across. So, but this is the DAT board. You can also post your trucks if you see down the bottom there. I'll give you an idea of what I was doing today. Let's see. So I do a little stupid thing here. So Idaho Falls is where our trucks run out of, right? Shelley is a town close by. So if I'm looking for Idaho Falls to anywhere for today, and I'm looking for Idaho Falls anywhere for tomorrow, I'll just call it Shelley because it's 4 miles, 5 miles away, something like that. And so that way I can differentiate and say, well, that's the 29th. The Shelley one is the 29th, and the Idaho Falls one is the 28th. Okay? And if I have a 200 mile radius, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. So that's what I do. But let's just check for Idaho Falls, 300 mile radius for today. Right, so it's 6:45 at night. Nobody's booking a load at this time of night, really. But these are the newest ones that have come up, all right, for tonight. I don't know whether they're going to be loading late or what. Okay, let's touch in this one here. I've already touched on it. I don't know. I think I called in that one actually. One pick, one drop. It's okay to factor it in the bottom there. Okay. And that's just a little bit below the average. So I would pitch that. If that's loading tonight, I would pitch that at $4.5 grand. No questions about it. I'd want $3 a mile, because if they're pitching it and they want it loaded tonight and it's 6:45, they're desperate. So that's what it's all about, supply and demand, okay? And the whole trucking industry is based in supply and demand, all right? And the more you know where the demand is, the better you can supply it and make the money, okay? Let's just go to this Shelley one, because that was for tomorrow. I'll just touch on it and see what they've got. So tomorrow, as of tonight, there's 356 loads available. Okay, and let's just go into this here and see what the highest rate they're offering is. You can see that there's a lot of loads there. If you want to go to the Bronx, I would pitch that top load there at $8,000, no question about it. You're a lot of money in road tolls, bridge tolls, and just the whole hassle of going in there. I called in this load going down to Pompano Beach. It's not a bad paying load, however, that's what it was paying within the last 2 weeks. I can tell you that we were getting $8,000 to go down there 2 weeks ago. And so you've got to be aware of these things. When that load's up there, they're offering it. They're offering it for tomorrow, today, to try and get somebody on the hook. But tomorrow that will go up, all right? All the stuff just sits in the dock and doesn't go anywhere. I've called in this BNSF one as well. That's not a bad load. I would actually probably take that one, because you don't want to go all the way down to Florida and back out for $900. Whereas if you can go to Atlanta, it saves you a whole lot of time, whole lot of fuel. But at the minute I'm looking at running a little bit shorter. Let's just go down here and see what there is. This is $2 a mile, this Rexburg, Idaho to Canton, Ohio. Not that great. But tomorrow in the morning, when the loads come on, that number should go up to 600, 700, 800 loads, and people want to move their stuff, and that's just all it's about. It's like standing outside a taxi rank outside a nightclub, when there's a lot of people there want to move. The taxis are in control, and you just need to make sure that your taxi is in a taxi rank that is ready to pick up all the people that are standing there. You don't want to be sitting there with a bunch of taxis and no people. So this DAT board, I find it absolutely invaluable. If you're running on your own, you're on authority, you're on an operator, or you're using another load board, I highly recommend this. It's excellent. For what I pay for this each month, it saves me 20, 30, 40, 50 times that. It's just a great tool for a guy with a truck to be using. So you've got 2 trucks, double the benefit, you know. So that's it. And this for this week. I'll try and do it a bit more live earlier in the week. It took me a little while to figure out how to work this screen recording thing. But I appreciate you watching. If you get any questions, ask them in the comments. But also on here, there will be a link in the description that if you link it through here, if you just touch on it, you get 30 days for free. So if you've got an MC number, whack it, touch it, bang, you're in, okay? There's no sense in letting money be sitting on the table and not picking it up, okay? So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it.